Hello mates, I hope you're all doing well. So today, since we've been having a look at some individual traditional tattoo pieces recently, I thought we might look at some full sleeves and do like a nice cool little showcase. All of these photos are from various traditional tattoo themed Instagram pages that I follow, and I'll put all of the artists' Instagram handles on the screen so you can go and check them out if you do like what you see. So without further fucking about, we all want to look at some sick ass traditional tattoos, don't we? So let's get into it. So our first sleeve comes from Janzi.tattoo on Instagram, and we've got this outrageously cool colour traditional sleeve. So what pieces have we actually got in here? So at the top we've got this cool like clipper ship with like these really dark black sails with like a flower filler at the bottom, and there's a lot of black in the waves as well. I love how much black is in there throughout this tattoo. Then we can see like a shark popping out. We've got this cool like gramophone with like these blue flames coming off it, and then right at the bottom by his wrist we've got this cool like demon kind of motherfucker. More towards the inside of his bicep he's got this like cool like skeleton on a holiday with like some palm trees in the background. On the back of his forearm it looks like he's got this cool like cactus scene. I love like a western theme in a traditional tattoo sleeve. And we've got some skulls at the bottom as well. Then right at the bottom we've got this like crab with like bones in its hands, or pincers, or claws. I don't know my crab biology. And then just above all that we've got this little fish guy just poking out. Then if we move more towards the inner bicep we've got this like boxer dude with some fern leaves around it, a little banner at the bottom. Then I believe that is the number 18 with some dice right on the inner bicep. And then on the very back of his forearm he's got this like dagger going through like an octopus with water droplets coming off it. Oh, I so fucking love just getting to look at other people's sleeves and just see how they're laid out, where different things are placed. I particularly love the placement of the skeleton with the bottle in his hand. He looks like he's having an absolute whale of a time on his ollie bobs, and that is a great place for him. Again, I keep coming back to this sick clipper ship that we've got that starts the whole sleeve off at the top. It's kind of weird how much black is in there, but at the same time it really works for this piece and matches up really nicely with how much black we've also got in the shark just below it. I like that we've got a mixture of themes throughout. There's quite a nautical theme in there, but also we've got western in there, you know, with the cactus piece. And then we've got the boxer in there. We've got this kind of like gambling theme in there with the 18 and the dice as well. We've also got the devil and the gramophone in there. They're all just pretty classic staples of a traditional tattoo sleeve, all done really well, and they all look sick. Well done to John Z. Next up, we have this really cool Blackwork traditional sleeve, which has been done by one of my favourite artists that I've discovered recently, who's on YouTube as well, Hal Hunter. I say recently, I've probably been following him for at least 6 months now, but he just really stands out to me as someone whose work I've really fallen in love with. Go and check out his YouTube for sure as well, The Hunter's House. So for this sleeve, on his lower forearm he's got this like eagle in battle with snake. Then he's got some flower fillers, and then this like panther with a dagger going through it. A slot machine as it starts to move towards his like inner bicep. Above the panther we've got this like really cool bear trap. Looks like we've got like a knuckle duster, like brass knuckles just below the panther as well. And then if we move around to the back of his arm we've got the chain draping off of the bear trap. We've got this like pin-up girl who's on fire, got a bat just below her. And then on this guy's elbow he's got this like crown of thorns and some nails, you know, a bit of a Jesus kind of theme. And then below the crown of thorns he's got this like spider web with some dice in there, got a little skull's face, and then a flower right at the bottom just here. All incredibly sick pieces. Yeah, I would consider myself a pretty massive fan of Blackwork traditional, and Hal Hunter is just an incredible artist. I think probably my favourite pieces in the sleeve are the panther with the dagger going through it, and then I really like the crown of thorns around the elbow. You know, it's just kind of different. It's not your usual like spider web on an elbow that you might see in like a traditional tattoo sleeve, but the whole sleeve is laid out really well. Everything flows very nicely into each other. The bear trap on the shoulder is so sick and flows so nicely into the girl on fire. Yeah, for sure, go and check out Hal Hunter if you haven't before. He's a sick traditional Blackwork artist. Okay, next up we have something a little bit different. We've got like a framed traditional tattoo sleeve. If you're not that familiar with framed traditional tattoo sleeves, you might be asking yourself, well, what is a framed traditional tattoo sleeve? If only someone had like a video that educated people about out what framed traditional tattoo sleeves are, well, I can actually help you out there because I've made a whole video about framed traditional tattoo sleeves. So this sleeve is done by Nate Hudak. So what pieces have we got in there? So we've got a dagger going through a heart right at the top of the sleeve in the first frame that you see, and then in the frame underneath that we have a snake and skull situation. You know, the snake has got its tail all throughout the eye holes and coming out the mouth and all sorts. We've got what looks like a spider web on the elbow, or maybe it's like a kind of almost like geometric kind of pattern, and then like sacred heart with swords going through it on the forearm. And then in the elbow ditch it looks like it's got a tiger in the frame in there, cool patterns above and below with some real saturated black in there, a chain link around the wrist, the little rose at the bottom on the wrist. And then if we move into the inner arm, we've got this cool like lady head with butterflies, and then a hand holding a flower. And this is all capped off very nicely with a spider web around the shoulder, which is a really cool idea to cap off your shoulder. Yeah, I've really come to love framed traditional tattoo sleeves, and Nate is great at them. For sure, go and check out his work. You know, a lot more planning goes into framed traditional tattoo sleeves because you have to tattoo the frames first, so you really have to work out where you want to put stuff beforehand. You can't just patchwork it all together like you can with like your patchwork traditional tattoo sleeve. So you really have to go to an artist who knows what they're doing, and clearly Nate is an absolute expert in this. For sure, my favourite piece is the inner bicep with the lady and the butterflies. She's just absolutely gorgeous, and we've got some proper saturated black work in the background which makes everything just pop so nicely and just leap off the skin. I love how well it marries up with the spider web that's capping off the shoulder. This whole sleeve just flows so nicely from piece to piece. Love the addition on the back of the arm with the patterns going into the spider web on the elbow, and then we've got more pattern below. That looks so sick. And for sure this is right up there as one of my favourite framed traditional tattoo sleeves. Well done, Nate. Next up we have only one photo for this, but it is two sleeves which are both done by Josh Peters. So if we start on the right arm, looks like we've got a lady head up top, we've got a dagger going into a tiger, going into like a birdie, going into an eagle on the forearm, and then a skull and snake right on the wrist. We've got sailor dust and stars all around the pieces to fill up the arm. And then we go to his left sleeve from the top down, got another lady head, flower filler, panther, parrot on the inner bicep, and then a butterfly going into a dagger, going into a mum heart at the bottom. Both outrageously sick sleeves, just really classic traditional tattoo sleeves. I particularly love this ferocious looking tiger that he's got on his like right hand bicep, and then both these lady heads are sick as well. Got a load of personality in this funky looking panther. It's a great placement for the mum heart as well. Yeah, again we come back to that word flow. Both of these sleeves flow so well. You know, you can tell that they've both been done one piece at a time in a kind of patchwork kind of style, but with the placement of the sailor dust and the stars, everything now marries together so nicely and works really cohesively to make these two really beautiful tattoo sleeves. Just two classic American traditional tattoo sleeves, both done really, really well. What more could you ask for? Then our next sleeve comes from Ulrich Poirier. Got some more Blackwork traditional tattoo sleeves. So if we start at the top of the arm, got Jesus with a crown of thorns. We've then got like a hand holding like a flail. Below that we've then got a rose on the ditch, which then comes around kind of onto the elbow a little bit as well, which then goes into a spider web on the elbow. We've then got this outrageously cool skeleton cowboy kind of geezer, and then below the skeleton we've then got these, I think it's like a box of matches with like steps and like stars printed on the actual like design of the box. We've then got flames coming off of the matches, and then lastly right on the inner wrist we've then got this scorpion. Yeah, another really sick Blackwork traditional tattoo sleeve. The things that stand out to me most are the Jesus on the shoulder. It's just such sick line work. The hair and the beard is done so well. Love the like white eyes, which gives him a kind of dead look ironically. And then also, of course, me being me, I love like a western theme, cowboy theme in traditional tattoo sleeves, and this skeleton is just so badass. Again, Again, another one where I'm going to say the layout is absolutely impeccable. Got no sailor dust in this one, but it doesn't need it. You know, you can fill up a traditional tattoo sleeve without needing to use sailor dust and it can still look really sick, as demonstrated here. Yeah, just outrageously good Blackwork tattooing. Then our last sleeve of today comes from aloe_tattooer on Instagram. Got some more sick Blackwork traditional tattoos. So if we go down this sleeve, we've got this tiger at the top who's in battle with the dragon. We've then got a cat who's fishing for a devil and has caught a devil. Devil doesn't look too impressed by that. And then moving down onto the forearm, we've got a chain wrapping around, and then an eagle which is holding like a skull in its talons. We've then got a broken bone just below the skull at the bottom of the wrist. Moving around to the like front of the bicep, he's got a number 7 with some poker chips behind it with the text that says all in. He's then got a dagger which looks like it's going through some playing cards and some dice, real kind of gambly kind of theme there, especially with the all in text. Then got a flower filler, a really cool dog wearing sunglasses, that looks so sick. And then a cherub holding what appears to be like a gun, I believe, like a machine gun or some kind of gun. I don't know, I'm British, we don't know about guns. And then on the back of the arm, we've got this cool like butterfly, a rose, some dollar bills with wings, and then at the bottom it looks like a knight's chess piece, like a little horsey. Just outrageously well done Blackwork traditional tattooing here. I love the cat that's caught the devil and how miserable the devil looks about it, but how happy the cat looks. Really love the eagle that's caught the skull and then it's got these like cool flames coming off it. I also particularly love the dog wearing the sunglasses. That dude's got so much personality and it's just way too cool for school. Yeah, Aloe is just an outrageously good traditional tattooer, especially in this Blackwork style. Honestly, he's one of the best in the game right now. For sure, go and check him out if you haven't already. And that is it. Those are my reactions to some really cool traditional tattoo sleeves. If you did enjoy this video, give it a like and hit the subscribe button and all that other YouTube bollocks. If you like the music that you're hearing in the background, well, it was actually all produced by me. I have another channel where I post beats/instrumentals that I've written for singers to use to write songs to, so if that is something that you are interested in, I'll put a link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.